Hi, it's Joe Mazumdar of Exploration Insights at the September 2021 edition of the virtual Metals Investment Forum, and this is the Q&A sessions. And now I'm happy to have with me President and CEO Jean-Marc Lulin of Azimut Exploration. Hi, Jean-Marc.
Hi.
Azimut is a prospect generator, AZM, on the venture exchange. It's been around, I think you started back in, I believe, in the early 2000s. Is that right, Jean-Marc?
Yes, 2003.
Okay, it's got, for the amount of time this company's been around, still a relatively decent share structure with about 80 million shares out. And then all this project generation with your patented technology of discovery has actually led to a grassroots discovery, which is not very common in northern Quebec on your 100% owned Elmer property. So can you give us a little bit of background how you went from looking at all these prospects and all your agreements? I guess you got over 30 agreements to actually getting one that's all run by Azimut.
Yes, we have been always considering data as our best exploration edge. We are a data-driven company, which means that we try to exploit the value of the data existing in Quebec on our side. This has been used through advanced data processing to identify, select, and retain the very, very best targets at the scale of Quebec. Working that way, this led us to attract many quality partners over the past 17 years, including Rio Tinto, Newmont, several other major companies, including Sept as well, on very good targets. Saying that, this has been our business for 15 years, and it's still our business. But through this continuous exploration process, we knew one specific target in the James Bay area, in the James Bay region, which attracted our attention. And this specific target was the Elmer Property. And when this Elmer Property became available, we jumped on it, and we started to retain it on our own, and explore it on our own. And this led to the Patwon discovery.
But in the Patwon discovery, we're seeing not only grade, like over 20 grams per ton, but thicknesses of 18 meters. And right now, since you discovered it in 2018 and the exploration drilling you've done to now, you're sort of delineated a 450 meter strike, 35 meter thickness, which is incredible. But now you're trying to look at the the vertical continuity of it right now, as we can see in the long section. So maybe explain to the viewers what it's like to go from discovery, where you're sort of looking at what could potentially be something economic, to now delineation, where now you're sort of testing 50 meter spacing to get a resource.
Yeah, it's a pragmatic driven approach. We are advancing the project according to the results. And since the start of drilling, since the first 7 holes, which occurred in November 2019, we are receiving very encouraging results, strong results, which are just making a robust discovery with a robust shape. And now we are taking it step by step. We are just expanding the discovery size by having a 50 meter spaced drilling grid, just to expand the discovery size. And each hole is bringing more information about the shape and the size and about the thickness of the mineralized zone. And it's a very pragmatic, conservative approach by using a 50 meter spaced drilling grid. Now it's we have completed in June 2021 the third drill phase. Now it's a 500-meter long zone, a long strike, defined down to 450 meters with an average thickness of 35 meters. And it's still open, and we are ready to expand the size of this discovery with additional drilling.
So you've got right now, you drilled 1,000 meters initially just to see what you had, then 10,000 meters later, still shallow. Now you're on to a 20,000 meter program.
Yes.
But also, let's say 70% of that is delineation of what you know, but also another 30%, I guess, of that funding or meterage, sorry, is allocated to finding another one along strike.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, we are talking about a structurally controlled mesothermal deposit, and this doesn't exist in isolation as a single zone. Chances are on our side to find additional zones nearby, either along the same structural trend, just along strike, or along a subparallel shear zone. And we believe that clearly chances are on our side. We have to conduct exploration on a systematic way, and sooner or later we will identify a comparable zone, maybe one, maybe two, but at current time we don't know if we have already found the center of gravity of the potential on this property, because this property by itself is still largely underexplored.
So in terms of what you're doing right now, how has that been impacted by the very slow assay turnarounds right now in Canada? I mean, Ontario, Quebec, BC, we hear about it, especially with grassroots exploration when the goal's not always visible, is to know like what's actually a hit and what isn't.
Yes, the problem we have, we are using data to optimize the overall exploration process. We really hate drilling blind holes. We need data. Data and results are not only for the shareholders, for the market, but are primarily for us. We need data to optimize the overall exploration process. Saying that, we are in the middle of a bottleneck. This phase we will overcome this short-term difficulty. Globally speaking, we know where we will drill the next several holes to further expand the Patwon zone. This is not a problem by itself, but to optimize the exploration process to find additional zones, we will need the results of the past drilling phase, of course. But, we will overcome this phase, maybe in a few weeks, I hope not few months, but anyway, we will succeed at the end of the day to advance the project according to our vision.
So your next news flow with respect to Patwon is really contingent on the assays and getting something fulsome.
Yes, again, we may have in this batch, we may have outstanding holes, we may have mixed results or even bad results, but this is not changing at all the outcome we foresee. We have a robust, continuous discovery, which eventually will be converted into a 43101 compliant report. And we are very confident about this. And the objective we have in mind at current time is at least 2 million ounces of gold for the Patwon zone, not even counting on additional resources. It's part of the exploration process. Good holes, mixed results, bad holes, but the overall result, the end the outcome will be, I think, positive.
Okay, and I guess what viewers got to understand is a lot of these mesothermal, vein projects that we see in Ontario and Quebec tend to be like limited in terms of thickness, like a half a meter, outstanding, and then they pinches and swells. And as you pointed out, that what you're seeing is like no significant internal folding that can increase tonnage and also can take it away, but also as well no barren dikes, and diking has been an issue in some deposits that they haven't modeled it well, and that's not a source of internal dilution as well. So the thickness is one thing, 35 meters compared to the 1 meter, 2 meters or less that we see in a lot of these vein deposits, but the bulk tonnage potential lowers, I gather, the cutoff grade and what you can actually use as a head grade here.
Yeah, no, you are right. The project, as it is known at current time, has many positive factors. As you mentioned, no internal folding, no cross-cutting barren dikes. Metallurgy appears very, very positive. We're talking about free gold. Mineralogy is very simple. We have no deleterious elements, and also the geometry of this zone is simple. It's looking very nice, like a robust, simple project.
Okay, so just summing up with Patwon, we're waiting for results. The drillings continue. You're well funded to deliver it. But as you continue to be a prospect generator, there's always something else coming up. And I understand one other project in the limited time we have left is this new project. It's almost 1,000 kilometers further north, which I didn't know you could do, in that James Bay region called the Rex project that you have with Sokium. And maybe if you have a few seconds, you could just explain what's happening with that.
By itself, the Rex trend, as we call it, we're considering potentially a new mineral province in Quebec. First, it's an outstanding copper anomaly, having a 330-kilometer long strike in lake bottom sediments. It's a huge, strong copper anomaly, probably one of the largest copper anomaly in lake bottom sediments in Eastern Canada. And the work we have conducted over the past years are just proven that we can correlate this huge copper anomaly with many new copper gold prospects. And now we are advancing with Soquem to prove the regional scale potential for new mineral deposit types in Quebec. It's a complete change of scale. We're not talking about one property scale discovery, but by contrast, we're talking about a new region which will be open for exploration for many years. Now the challenge is to discover the first one, which means that we need to find a world-class deposit, knowing the location of this of the region, which is far north Quebec, in the Arctic part of Quebec. But the potential is huge. We're talking about an IOCG Olympic Dam potential on other intrusion-related mineral deposits. As you know, copper is in demand, and this region represents an outstanding potential for copper. Okay.
Well, summing up there, it's Joe Mazumdar with Exploration Insights at the 2021 September version of Metals Investment Forum. The Q&A session with Jean-Marc Lulin, President and CEO of Azimut Exploration. Thank you, Jean-Marc. And it looks like there's a lot of exciting times, not only with delineation of the Patwon discovery, but the potential to find more, especially in this new Rex copper anomaly further north. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully that was helpful.